Hey, what's up everybody? This is Nightwing2303 from kicksoncourt.com. Today we have another retro classic performance review. This is the Crazy 97 from Adidas. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with the outsole, we have herringbone, full length. It's aggressive and it wraps all the way up to the midsole. It covers you from heel to forefoot and it's pretty aggressive. It's also thick set and it's a very durable rubber. So if you wanted to use these things outside, it'd be perfectly fine. It didn't really matter what you were doing on the floor. These things covered you no matter what. It's not really squeaky, but it is definitely grippy. So you'll be able to feel it right from the get-go. It didn't matter if it was a dusty court or a clean court. These things were able to hold up pretty darn well. So whether you are running in transition, you're getting ready to make a quick crossover, a cut, you're just doing a jab step and a step back jumper, these things are going to be able to cover you no matter what. As far as cushion, basically it's pretty darn minimal. You have your basic EVA foam, but you sit in the shoe pretty low. Your foot's right about here. So you have really great court feel. This is that feet you wear system, so it's supposed to be somewhat anatomically correct. It was at least supposed to be back in the day. Of course there's newer generation of like pure motion and stuff like that that works a little bit better, but you know, this stuff works just as well. So you're not going to be getting crazy cushion out of these things. In fact, you're going to be getting a lot more court feel than anything. So if you are one of those low profile players that likes to be able to feel exactly what you're doing, this is one of those shoes that's going to help you just kind of be a little bit quicker in your first step. You're not going to be mushing into the shoe as you would with like maybe an Air Max or a Zoom unit, or even a softer type of foam like Cushlon or Ponchlon. So while the cushion setup is minimal, there definitely are benefits. So for equipped players, guards, and things like that, this is probably going to be an ideal situation, but it really depends on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for, you know, an abundance of cushion, this shoe's not going to be able to provide that for you. But if you're looking for great court feel and something that is definitely comfortable, then this is going to be that shoe. So the materials are full-on synthetic leather along the entire upper, and then you have side panels that are nylon, which are for breathability, and it also reduces the weight just a little bit. Personally, I thought that the materials were great. They mimic leather almost perfectly, and with that you do have the drawback of them breaking in a little bit, so you got to like readjust the laces and all that kind of stuff. So it's not anything horrible. If you play in leather-based sneakers or synthetic-based sneakers, then you're already used to this kind of stuff. If you prefer plastics and fuses and things like that, then I would probably just stick with that. As far as the fit, they do fit true to size. There was a little bit of room after they broke in. I wound up putting an extra insole in there, and that was a big mistake. Right along the medial side here, it's on both sides, but the tongue is attached by a little elastic band like these guys here. They're featured on like a lot of 90s style shoes like Air Jordans and stuff like that. By raising my foot up just that slight bit, it ended up chafing quite a bit, and I got a huge blister on my arch. That was my fault, not the shoe's fault. So if you want a super snug fit, you might want to try going half a size down, but at the same time, they do fit true to size lengthwise. So what I would end up doing is just getting my true size, and then just tightening the hell out of the shoe. As far as lockdown is concerned, the entire midfoot area and the forefoot is perfect. The heel does have a little bit of slippage because of these bands. I do think that they are cool, and it makes the shoes fit a lot more comfortable, but you can feel your heel pop out just a little bit. And I don't mean pop out like completely, it's just like you can feel it moving a little bit. It's not secure and locked in like it would be with a heel clip or a cup. As far as ventilation goes, it's a 90s shoe, so you can pretty much guess that the ventilation isn't that great. Again, there are nylon side panels, the tongue is nylon as well, but it's not anything to where it's going to promote a ton of airflow like Adidas' newer models. So if you're totally into ventilation, 90s style shoes just not going to be for you. But if you don't mind, this is definitely a good option. So while the overall fit in the back of the heel was a little bit loose because of these bands, it did not suffer in the support section because of the way that the shoe is built. All of these little bumps here, they pretty much cage your foot in, much like the Crazy 8s. I reviewed those a long time ago, and it's even like that in the heel here. So you could see back here that it cups your heel just a little bit. So when you're moving and you're stopping and all that kind of stuff, jab stepping, whatever it is, you're not rolling over because all of this stuff is just kind of keeping your foot in place. Almost like Flywire does from a top-down standpoint, but this is from a side-to-side, like medial and lateral side. So your movements when you're moving and all that stuff, aggressive movements, you're perfectly covered in this shoe. Overall, I think these are a fantastic model, especially if you like that retro style or feel. This is a shoe that I've been dying to play in since 1997, and I finally got a chance to. They're really, really fun. Again, the traction is beast. So if you want great traction, indoor or outdoor, or both, if you want a shoe that you can move in and out from, then this is definitely one of those shoes. So cushion's minimal, great for guards and people that like court feel. If you want a lot more cushion, then I would go with something with a newer setup. Even the Crazy Lights, with them being minimal, have more cushion than these guys. So that's something to consider. Materials, ventilation, and support are all adequate to me. Ventilation might be on the low side for somebody, but it is what it is. It depends on what your personal preferences are. So overall, I had a good time in these things. I definitely recommend them. They're not expensive at all. The only problem is trying to find a pair. This colorway is pretty limited at this point. They are going to come out with more colorways in the future, so stay tuned to that. And that's pretty much it. So if you want more information, you can always go to my site, kicksoncourt.com. And thank you guys for all your support. So until next time, guys, have a good one. Low to the ground so you don't have any stability issues and all that kind of good stuff. However, the upper, because it is so thin, people that have really weak ligaments in their ankles, which you would call that being prone to ankle injury,